Back to Empowered. I'm Elizabeth Namovsky. I'm joined by Alexandra Anca, founder of Alexandra Anca Nutrition Consulting. She's a dietitian specializing in gastrointestinal disorders, and we're discussing the low-FODMAP diet. Alexandra, before we went to break, we were talking about mental health. Could you please expand on that?
Absolutely. So the gut and the brain are connected through what's called the vagus nerve, and it's a two-way communication highway. You have the gut influencing what the microbiology of the gut communicating and sending elements to the brain, which can affect brain function, and also the other way around, what you think and how you handle stress and anxiety can also impact the microbiome. The microbiome what it is, really. It's just a collection. There's 9 trillion bacterial cultures in your intestine that help break down the food and whatever is not being digested in the small intestine, mostly fibers. And in that process, there are metabolites that are produced by that fermentation, which hopefully does not create a lot of gas and bloating. But there's metabolites that are sent back to the brain, and it helps to maintain a balance in the mental health sphere. And it influences behavior, it influences how we think. And back and forth, that communication needs to be leveled. Otherwise, the microbiome will change. It will change not just from the anxiety or the high stress situation that we live in every day, but also, like I mentioned, the quality of sleep that you have, how well you take care of yourself, physical activity. The microbiome is something that is constantly changing, and it's affected by every meal you have, by where you travel, for example, during travel times to different countries. Your microbiome responds to the environment. And so the combination of mental health, anxiety, how one handles stress, but also how one takes care of oneself affect how well your digestive system processes food and how varied the microbiome is at the end of the day, how it helps us digest foods in general.
It just sounds like such a complicated machine. And we're just scratching the surface here. Like there's so much more to it. I want to ask you about irritable bowel syndrome, IBS. Is the low FODMAP diet the only therapy for this, or is there something else?
As I mentioned, the low-FODMAP diet is one of the many therapies we have to manage irritable bowel syndrome. As I mentioned before, a program such as gut-directed hypnotherapy like NERVA is also something that can be helpful. If the dietitian that you're working with is in touch with and communicates with the family physician or the gastroenterologist, the doctor can help in finding other medication methodologies that can help to lessen symptoms. So, for example, we're looking at fiber supplements, we're looking at probiotics, we are looking at a medication that helps with motility. Again, um, mental health affects not just the microbiome, but also the mechanics of the digestive system. This is a story of, an individual who has to go into a very stressful presentation, for example. Some of us experience digestive system symptoms prior to that. And again, it's that communication between the gut and the brain that, if it's not helped by diet, it can be helped by medication or other natural supplements that can help alleviate symptoms.
So we have about 20 seconds left. Any words of wisdom for anybody who's suffering, who has anything that they're suffering with right now?
As I said, I think that it's very important to use the low FODMAP diet as a tool and only one tool in the toolbox that we have to handle irritable bowel syndrome. It's a short term diet. It's there to help you navigate the food triggers that you may have, but there are so many other modalities in which we can handle irritable bowel syndrome and help individuals get better.
Thank you so much.
You're so welcome. Thank you.
When it comes to the low FODMAP diet, Alexandra says do not follow the low FODMAP diet for longer than 6 to 8 weeks. It'll negatively impact the diversity of your gut bacteria and will slow down your recovery. Diet is only one of the many therapies that need to be trialed to isolate and treat your sensitive digestive system. Make sure you consult with a well-trained health professional. I'm Elizabeth Domofsky, and I'm here to empower you and make frugality fashionable. Thank you for watching. Bye for now.